Good afternoon. If you are like me, and when you come home, you like to relax and not be bombarded by epic adventure or a showcase of fireworks, at least not every day, you might come home one day and decide to read a manga. I do so as well, many times. And today I would like to present to you a manga from Kenji Tsuruta named Miss China, Spirit of Wonder. Spirit of Wonder is a manga, it's a series of mangas. There are 12 chapters, more or less, in total, if you count a pilot. There are actually 11 published I think in both North America and in Europe. And Kenji, in this series, as he himself calls it, the Spirit of Wonder, tries to portray and share the spirit of wonder within the scientific inventions and the general life of an inventor. Both the lack of economy, the persecution of recognition, always searching for funding and acceptance as well. And during the 11 or so chapters, that is Spirit of Wonder, there is one recurring character that has managed to warm the hearts of many, and that recurring character is Miss China. Miss China is a very youthful but terribly responsible young lady that has a Chinese restaurant. And she relates to the stories as a sort of a landowner to, at least in the 3 chapters I have, a sort of landowner to an inventor and his apprentice or assistant, better said. Miss China is one of those characters that initially Kenji, when he began to draw manga, he had heard stories about the characters that come to life within their own, as in the creator no longer has a sense of full control over the character. And Kenji didn't believe it, but it happened with him with this character. He considered Miss China to be a child, a sort of child, in which he couldn't exactly control the child being that child, a human being. It's not so easy. Believe me, it's not so easy, in case you don't have children. And it's a very warm and human relation type of manga. There are no marvelous things outside of the scientific adventures, which do hold a sense of wonder. That's what he intends to share when he is drawing and making these stories. The wonder in the scientific invention. It's a very easygoing, very well drawn. Kenji is a sort of slow-paced mangaka artist. He has made a few people pull more than one hair waiting for him to finish his works. There are times when he has noted that he simply spent a few days looking for inspiration and then to the drawing board 6 months for a single chapter. That's quite a bit for a mangaka. But you can see the detail, and he makes use of a lot of techniques that are not used today anymore in the same degree as in those years. One of the good things about Spirit of Wonder and Miss China in general is that there are actually two ovas. One is complete in English and it's from 1990 something, and the other has about 4 chapters, 4 or 5 if I remember correctly, and they were released near the 2000s. So once you finish, or if you wish to begin, you can actually begin with translated ovas. And I think they were actually released in English, both of them, both in North America and in Europe, and other tongues as well. Or if you wish, you can simply begin with the 12 or 11 chapters that are Spirit of Wonder. Kenji, as I mentioned, he has always been a slow-paced artist, and he has given place to a few other works of art in which he has gained some recognition. His most prominent and well-loved character is Miss China within the 3 chapters or so that is the series of the anthology of Spirit of Wonder. Many consider this a sort of seinen manga, which is basically saying it's a manga for young adults. But it was simply decided to be marketed and actually accepted in those ranges when we first published it. Anybody can enjoy this manga, from teenagers to, well, depending on what kind of child, but yes, children as well, young adults, and it doesn't really matter if they are male or female. Everyone can relate to the work of Kenji in this anthology. If you are bored and don't want something massive or a grand adventure, please take into consideration The Secret of Wonder, or better yet, The Spirit of Wonder, pardon me, and especially the 3 chapters with Miss China, which is, it's a very warm welcome to the house, combined with fire or good company or a nice blanket. It gives you a nice night. I would like to show you the second number, as for you to see his art style. As I mentioned before, he took his time, and you really see it within the manga itself. It is in black and white, of course. This is VCI, and I hope you found this useful, better said. Cheers.